What's going on, guys? Monday morning. Let a couple people roll up here. This is going to be a fast one. And of course, when I'm driving, I can't be reading the screen asking questions. But I've gotten some good questions that came in, and I told people feel free to, continue to send those DMs. I'll answer them through a podcast, and I'll keep the name anonymous if it's like a tough life situation. So one of the questions I got recently was somebody was asking me, they were interested in training at the gym. They were training at one of those kind of larger, like a chain speed training facility. And the person the parent was like, why should I train with you? And I said, well, you got the wrong guy if you're waiting for me to put down the place that you're training at and say bad things about them. And I said, if your kids are happy over there and they're getting results, then you shouldn't train with me. That's what I said. And they were in shock because they wanted me to sell them on something. And then the dad basically said, well, we're not getting results, but they do like the place. So I said, well, it's up to you. I'm a father of 2 kids, and I always tell parents that, number one, you have to feel comfortable with the decision that you're making at the underground. So if you don't feel comfortable with it, then we're not going to move forward. And of course, number 2, we have the rules and the expectations of your kids, how hard we want them to work, consistency in and out of the gym, support from the parents in and out of the gym. And one thing that's been pretty interesting about the underground is, sorry guys, make sure nothing crazy going on here on the road, is that we do get a lot of people that come to us after they've stalled out from getting results at other facilities. Those other facilities are bigger and nicer, and one of my facilities is 900 something square feet. It's the smallest gym I've ever had, minus the garage. And they've got to do the sleds and the movement work outdoors, even in the winter, unless there's ice on the ground. And what I just always pride myself on is, what's the best marketing thing is to do what you say you're going to do, which is provide powerful results. Now, not everybody's interested in that. Some people just want convenience, and that's happened as well, where people don't want to train with us because the other facility's 5 minutes closer and life is too hectic. So when life is hectic, sometimes we make decisions not so much based on what is best, but unfortunately what is most convenient. And I've certainly gotten into a few of those times in my life, such as when I was working full-time, going to grad school, which was an hour away, coaching wrestling. And I remember having to stop training at Diamond Gym, which was something I was doing for, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years. It was heartbreaking to leave Diamond Gym. And I got lucky, figured things out in my garage, but that didn't last too long because once mid-December rolled around, my dad's garage with those cinder block walls, it was colder than it was outside. And if I used more than one electric heater, it would short fuse the whole house. But, when other coaches ask me about all these marketing things, the best thing you could do is change lives. That should be your minimum effective dose as a coach. That should be the very thing you think about. And another conversation I had with a parent yesterday was after he read the website, he said, I realize, your place is not a gym and it's not a personal training facility. He goes, I realize your place is a club, and what you do is not just physical, it's mental and physical. And it was cool to see a father or a parent take time to actually read the website and see what we're about. Because on the flip side, I've had people reach out to me And I had a mom reach out to me whose son was, you know, struggling on his varsity sport. And she stated outright that he was getting pushed around, shoved around. But then right away, after saying that, her first question was, how much does it cost and what's the commitment? She immediately wanted to know, you know, can I do this on my terms? And when you want to succeed, nothing is on your terms. You're doing things that are out of your comfort zone. But, you know, champions don't look at those things as, oh, I'm sacrificing. They love to do the hard things. They love to do the difficult things. So she said, well, you know, he's really busy now. I don't know if he could commit to this. And he does work out in the basement on his own. I said, man, with all due respect, you know, he's a freshman in high school. You know, what do you do when he, you know, it's like me saying, come downstairs, I'll work on your teeth in my basement. I mean, you're going to go to a professional. So when somebody just doesn't understand the difference between their child working out in their basement or at the Globo gym with their friends compared to training with a professional, you can't help those people. They have to help themselves first before you could help them, or they need to go through a pretty deep struggle before they realize the things that they're doing are simply not producing. Those things are not producing results. It's not getting them where they want to be. And so as a gym owner, you've got to decide who you are for and what you stand for. And for me, I've learned that it's never been about being the cheapest, being the easiest, being the most convenient, being, you know, just being the person that's common and tries to bend over backwards for everybody else. Ultimately, you don't change lives that way. Ultimately, nobody's challenged, and if it doesn't challenge you, it simply does not change you. Whether that's in training, anything in life, that's the bottom line. So those of you that are gym owners, give that some food for thought. Whether you're training people out of your garage or out of your own facility, and even, you know, my experiences at the Division I level, I did not bend for the kids that were coming up with all these excuses. You know, eventually they whittled themselves out of the program, and I had to really focus on those that wanted to make an impact on the team versus just being part of the team. And I've said this before, it's the human food chain. I even made a blog post about it, so there's videos on it. Go to my blog at zachevanish.com and search. It's a search bar. Just type in human food chain. You'll see what I'm talking about. So that's it, guys. Have an awesome day. If you got any questions and you want them answered on the podcast, send a DM. And things to look out for in 2019, a weekend underground strength coach certification. Gonna do Operation Thunder, the warehouse gym project. Gonna re-record that and update everything, but that will be in person masterminds as well. Another Strong Life experience, of course. So get on my free newsletter. That's the Strong Life Insider, zachevanish.com. Start here. All right, guys. Have a great day. It's Monday. On the day. Nothing wrong with being awesome. Take it easy.